and welcome to Get Real with Revenue Marketing. I must say that my last few shows have evolved into a theme. It's not one that I was consciously thinking about, but the theme really has been diversity and inclusion. So today, I'm very, very happy to have with us a good friend of mine, ReAnnita Latham. She also works at the Pedowitz Group. She's a manager for services and delivery, but she also heads up our very unique and creative diversity program. So ReAnnita, welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Debbie, for having me today. It's a pleasure to be here.
Well, it's a pleasure to have you. And I, again, thank you for all the work that you're doing, because it's an unpaid job, but I think you do it with passion and love in your heart, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I came from where a lot of these folks have come from and kind of understand where they're at. And so it gives me great joy to be able to do this, not only for the Pedowitz Group, but just in general. It's just a great program.
It is a great program. So why don't you tell us about it? Why don't you describe what exactly it is that we're doing at the Pedowitz Group?
So we got a call to arms from our CEO maybe a year ago, and he said, what can we do to become more involved with the community? How can we give back? How can we, there was a lot of social unrest at the time, right? And we kind of felt this call as a company to do more, be better, be more accountable to not only our community, but to ourselves. And so when he came to us, a couple of us said, the best way to do this is not to throw money at it, because that doesn't really get us to a long-term goal. What people
although people appreciate money,
people
right?
Appreciate money.
They do. But we wanted to do something different.
We wanted to do something where we saw more tangible results. And so we went about saying, okay, what can we do to give underserved communities an upper leg? We are really good at marketing and generating revenue, but how do we spread the love? How do we spread the wealth? And so we decided that although we have a lot of positions in the marketing world, we don't have a lot of skilled professionals who can do this. And so we said, okay, what do you need to get started? Well, some people said, hey, we can go out to the colleges and look there, but we decided to take a more grassroots approach. And we decided to actually reach out to underserved youth. A lot of the youth that we work with have been homeless at some point in their lives. And so we bring them on board as interns, and we teach them life skills. We teach them marketing automation skills. We teach them good old revenue, Dr. Debbie, revenue marketing. We actually start them with that. And we have found that they never even knew that this was a career option for them. And two, it's more exciting than they ever expected. And so we have been generating interns through our program. It's a 6-month program, and we've been generating them through for about a year now.
That's awesome. And so we're on our second cohort, I believe, right?
Correct. We're on our second cohort.
And what was the result from our first cohort?
So we kind of have a mixed bag, but in a good way, right? So because lots of people never knew what revenue marketing was, some people love it, and some people are like, that's not quite the field for me, but they gain some other skills from working with us so they can move on to other places. So we have been very successful thus far, where we've been able to hire our interns should they want to stay on with us. And they are actively working for us.
That's so exciting. That is so exciting.
It's wonderful.
I mean, think about, how far they've come from, almost being homeless, right? To
homeless,
having a career in technology. I mean, I get chills every time I think about that. And it just goes to show, if you just give people an opportunity, what can happen. That's amazing.
Not only that, not only do they work for us or that we've given them something back, but they walk away with certifications that they didn't even know existed.
What certifications have they, what kind of certifications do they get, ReAnnita?
So they have an opportunity to get certifications in a multiple marketing automation platforms, Marketo, Salesforce Marketing Cloud, Pardot. Some of them are actually studying for Salesforce certifications as well.
That's
So all
amazing.
things sales, all things marketing. And again, they're learning coding, like they're learning HTML, they're learning database skills, they're learning sales skills. Just the other day, I found out that the team actually, they can now actually edit and create personal videos. So for
That's
companies, so
amazing.
we're doing a
I know
lot
they
of,
were helping us with video, so that's just amazing. That's just
yeah. And
amazing.
the one person says, someone asked me to do this for them, and I didn't know how to do this before joining the Pedowitz Group. So they're doing quite a bit for us. The other thing that they're doing, or that we're very proud of as a great side effect of this, is I mentioned that we went out to underserved youth, which meant that a lot of the folks that we have touched and had has been a part of our internship programs, have come from homelessness backgrounds. They are all in their own places. They are self-sufficient adults who now can live on their own and be functioning parts of society in a most positive way. So
that is just wonderful. What a gift, right?
It was very unexpected. When I found that out, when I really realized that, it brought tears to my eyes, because that is not why we went out this route to do. We didn't know that we would have such an impact, but it has been wonderful.
So can you share the organization that we're working with?
Absolutely. So we have been working with a group. They are nationally based. They actually have a global footprint, but it is called Covenant House. They purposely look for youth who have been homeless for one reason or another. Maybe there was a dispute, or maybe they ended up in the system, foster care, and just didn't have anywhere to go. And they try to give them life skills. But as of today, and we have met with their global teams multiple times, the Pedowitz Group is the only group that has provided a corporate professional path for them to move forward.
That's just amazing.
We are so excited about
why can't more companies do this? I mean, it's just shocking to me, because Covenant House is a large global organization, and they have many donors, and they appreciate all the dollars and the money that comes to them. But why is it that we're the only professional career path?
I think a lot of it has to do with when people donate or give their time, they don't realize where youth are and what skill sets they need. It's great to give people business skills, but remember, a lot of them and a lot of our communities that are underserved, they've never seen corporate America.
Right.
So it's very hard for them to assimilate into an organization that they have no previous background with. So we attack the problem from a different perspective. One of the first things we do is, okay, let us tell you who we are and what we do. But also, while you do that, we also give them life skills. So a lot of our program is around good old-fashioned communication, presence, which you do in certain situations. We have such a wonderful team that even our CFO teaches money management. That is not something you're going to get at any organization. And so that helps, those life skills help them to be successful, because one of the things that I have found is that when your personal life is in a mess, it's very hard to get your business life on track.
Right. Especially coming from where they are coming from, right?
Correct. So we have found that we really just address out the gate. Not only do you get the business skills, but that life skill is so important. And I think that companies, one, they don't know that they need to give those skills, but two, they don't know how to give them if they do know they need them. So one of the other things that we provide for our interns as they come in is the opportunity to do life coaching. So we pair them up with a life coach. We pair them up with a career coach. We teach them all the brass tactics that you and I had the benefit of getting from our parents. Like, my dad was an old programmer, right? And so I learned early on, what it means to exist in corporate America, but they don't have that. And so
Right. Like we
We
teach them time management. We teach them meeting etiquette, Zoom etiquette, communications, right? How to manage your money, all of those kinds of things. And what I love about that is that we also teach them, again, the basics of some of the marketing automation systems, and they get certifications, but they really need the whole package, right? And we help them do that. And it really takes a village. I mean, how many of us at TPG are working with the interns right now?
Not all at the same time, because
Right, right,
overwhelming, but we've
right.
had 27
Yeah,
people touch
yeah,
our interns.
yeah.
And
That's just
and we
amazing.
could always use more help, right?
Right.
Every day we're finding out, oh, there's a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
that they could benefit from. I tell you one thing that I was really surprised with our help is that you'd be amazed at the type of person that they will receive help from. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be all that articulate. You don't have to be running, with
Mm-hmm.
the wolves, or, you don't have to have any special skills. They are hungry for everything that we've given them and absorbed. Sometimes they absorb it a little faster. Sometimes they absorb it
Mm-hmm.
a little slower. And we push really hard for them to get as many skills as possible
Yes.
at
Yes.
a time. We only have
Yes.
6 months.
Yes. Yes. I
So
mean, there's a huge team of us that meet once a week just to say, where are the opportunities? What can we have them do? And at the same time, we definitely want them working in these platforms, actually working on client projects that we have, right? Of course, they're heavily supervised, right?
heavily
But they're
supervised.
actually so they leave in 6 months, getting certifications, having done practical work, and ready to go into new career opportunities.
Absolutely. One of the gentlemen has described it as the funnest, hardest boot camp he's ever been a part of.
That's just great. That is wonderful.
So, because he's feel like every day he's learning
Yeah,
something new, and
yeah.
it's a lot to learn.
And I think what we do is unique. I know that, for example, you and I both know Toby Murdoch of Highway Education. And Toby has created a marketing operations certification for disadvantaged populations. But I was talking to Toby recently, and his first cohort, everybody has a college degree, right? Whereas we're taking people who don't have college degrees. And again, it just goes to show you, if you give people an opportunity, what they are capable of. It's amazing.
It is amazing. And I think, though, and to Toby's, probably his dismay a little bit of only getting college graduates, is that those are the people that understand what marketing is.
Yeah, they at least have some idea, right?
They have some idea, right?
They're much more. They've had whole lot more experience in a lot of different things, right? Versus
Correct.
versus the program that we're doing, right?
Yep. So the program that we're doing, they've never heard of what digital marketer is.
Mm-hmm.
They get the concept once you explain it to them, but they didn't know that it actually had a term, or that people can get paid for doing it. So
that's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. So what kind of there've been a number of us who have been working with the interns, and on your team, what would you say some of the biggest learnings have been?
the biggest learning has been things that we take for granted, right?
Mm-hmm.
We mentioned financial literacy. We mentioned communication. Email communication is a thing. We all take it for granted.
Yeah, we do.
Right? We take it for granted. And my biggest learning was that they know more about Instagram, and they can teach us some marketing tips because they know about Instagram, they know about TikTok, they know about Facebook. They know digital marketing. One, they didn't know that's what it was called. And two, I'm actually learning something from them. So we're teaching them, the brass tacks of it, but they're teaching me some more innovative things that I didn't think of. So
Yeah.
I think the biggest learning for me is that I can learn from them too.
Yeah. And every cohort that we have come through, and again, a cohort for us is 2 interns. It's not like we're doing a mass numbers. We're on our second cohort right now, but we're also learning new things to do. So what might we do differently with our next set of interns? What have we learned so far?
What we've learned so far is that they probably need a little bit of a longer runway.
Mm-hmm.
So we are actually putting in place for our next cohort, which hopefully will be 4 at a time versus our 2 at a time today, is that we will be doing some sessions that we'll be recording and uploading to Covenant House servers so they can learn from us before they're ready for internship.
That is awesome. What kinds of things will we be doing?
Presence, brand
Mm-hmm.
presence, first impressions, you only get one.
Mm-hmm.
It seems so simple to us, but you only get one. So how you present your hair, how you present your clothing, how you present, I know it seems very simple.
But like Zoom meeting behavior, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the other thing is email etiquette. All caps is yelling. Simple things that we all think, we all know.
Right.
But we haven't given them that. So hopefully so that when they come in, they're more prepared for us.
And will those programs be available to everybody at Covenant House or just the interns that we take?
They will be available to everyone at Covenant House.
That's nice.
Because we're hoping that if with the right initiative, let's say that we get a couple folks that take the initiative, go through all of our training modules, that when they come to us or when we get ready to interview them, to say that they're available for this program,
Mm-hmm.
that they're more ready and that they've shown some initiative as well. So it'll be available to anyone who wants to pick it up and listen. They
That's
also
great.
have a computer library / lab, for lack of a better word,
Mm-hmm.
where the students get that learning. And for those, the other reason we're doing that is not just to give them more runway, but obviously we cannot get to everyone we want to help. So hopefully this is a way for us to expand our outreach without having to physically be
Just
there.
very practical, basic business 101 that could help anybody in their career. Even resume writing, and we even help them with that, right?
Correct. We help them with resume writing. We help them with their LinkedIn profiles. We show them how to do cover letters.
Mm-hmm.
If they decide not to stay with us, we teach them how to negotiate their salaries.
Nice.
Places.
Very nice.
And so far, it's been really well. Like I said, we've hired one of our cohorts from the very first group,
Mm-hmm.
and he is absolutely loved. We actually have him assigned as a full-time employee to one of our customers who love him. It's just refreshing that,
That is so awesome. And this is a big, well-known client, right? Everybody would know the name, right?
With $1 billion marketing budget.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
absolutely. That's just so exciting. So in the closing minutes here, ReAnnita, what advice do you have for a company if they want to begin something like this?
So my best advice for a company, if you want to begin something like this, is understanding the audience you'll be serving, right? Learn more about the audience you'll be serving because you'll need to understand where they're coming from so that you can best help them. It's not really all that complex, but you do need to know where people are starting.
Mm-hmm.
And they may not be all that forthcoming with you about where they start because it's not a popular place for them to be. It's not comfortable. Mm-hmm. So learn your audience. They are just like any other group that you would try to market to. And you got to know your audience. So
absolutely. Absolutely. And if anybody has questions about the program and would like to talk to us more about it, my email address is right here on the screen, Debbie@pedowitzgroup.com. We'd be happy to share with you what we have done, especially if it's a program that you would like to set up as well. So anyway, ReAnnita, thank you so much for being on the show today. It was just a pleasure. Thank you for all of the work that you are doing because you have been the backbone of this program and you are just doing amazing work. So thank you.
Oh, thank you for having me. And it's a pleasure to do it. Absolutely a pleasure. All
Well,
right.
that's it. And we'll see you in the next show. Remember, it's a great day to be a revenue marketer. Talk to you soon.